everyone? It's your man Pristine back with another video. Before you, I've got a device right here that I was highly anticipating since it was unveiled back in early 2017. It just not too long ago came out. I finally got my hands on it. This is the Asus Zenfone 3 Zoom. Now, I read about this phone a little bit. I think it was released or it was unveiled at Mobile World Congress of 2017 earlier in the year. And, it's finally come out now. It's been out about 2 or 3 weeks now. Finally got my hands on it. And to me, in my opinion, this phone is an absolute beast. Since I've had this phone, I have really had no desire to pick up my G6, which I'm recording this video with. Shout out to the G6 crew. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm a big fan of Asus products. Go back and check out the video that I did on the Asus Zenfone 3 Deluxe. There's an unboxing and a full review for that phone. And that was my first go-round with an Asus phone. It was a device that I had walked by on numerous occasions down at my local Best Buy. And, something about it just caught my interest. And I looked up the specs and I was like, wow, this phone is a monster. And I went ahead and got it, and it was a great experience. So again, you can't really, sleep on a device until you actually get it in your hand and test it out. Definitely one of the best phones that I've had to get the pleasure of getting my hands on. Now, just some quick specs before we take a peek at the hardware and the software really quickly and close out the video. We've got a 5.5 Full HD AMOLED display. Okay, we've got a pixel density of 404. This is running a Snapdragon 625 processor with 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of onboard storage. We're running an Adreno 506. We're running on Android 6.0 Marshmallow, according to the Asus website, that there will be an update soon for Android Nougat 7.0. We've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 along the front here for protection. The phone is built very durably, very premium material made to build this particular product. It's all metal on the back. You can get this phone in 3 colors. You can get it in navy black, which is what this is. You can get it in glacial silver, and you can also get it in rose gold. We've got a 5,000 milliamp hour non-removable battery. Okay, pause for a moment. 5,000 milliamp hour non-removable battery. This phone does support Quick Charge 2.0. Still takes a little while to charge this phone up because, again, you're charging 5,000 milliamps. This phone is guaranteed, according to sources that I've read, and also according to the Asus website, to last you 2 days on one charge, no matter the usage. And I've had this phone for a couple of days. I wasn't able to get the video out and do an unboxing right when I got it. I've been busy with work and family, and I had already had the phone out and been tampering with it. So I just want to put together just a quick thoughts and impressions video, and continue to test it and prepare the full pristine review. Excuse me, but just really quickly, just all the components that come in the box. Obviously, you get the phone. Asus was gracious enough to bless us with the case. When I picked the phone up, I was actually walking around Best Buy looking for a case, and they didn't have one, and I was thinking that I'd have to order one from Amazon, but there's one in the case. So that's a good look. That's one less accessory that you have to buy. Again, 5,000 milliamp hour non-removable battery. The battery on this phone is so cold, this battery can be used as a source to charge other devices. That's how stout the battery life is on this particular device. So when you guys see 625 processors, trust and believe that the 625 processor is one of the most proven processors as far as performance and also as far as battery life. The phones that are considered to be battery kings, like the Moto Z Play, like the BlackBerry Key One, those phones, they've got Snapdragon 625 processors in them. They perform well. They go toe-to-toe with a lot of the heavy hitter phones that have Snapdragon 820s and 821s, even the Snapdragon 835. These processors can really hold their own, and that's what's packed under the hood here, on the Asus Zenfone 3 Zoom. It's a GSM phone, so you cannot use this with any CDMA carrier. You can use it with AT&T, T-Mobile, Cricket Wireless, Metro PCS, any other GSM carrier that you can think of. All you got to do is pop in your SIM card and you're good to go. Okay. This phone retails at $329.99 plus taxes. I paid like $362.89 altogether out the door. Okay, that is a phenomenal price that you're getting for this particular package right here. Now, really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and pick the phone up and we'll just go ahead and take a look at some of it and take a look at the hardware. And all right, go ahead and switch it to wide angle here. Okay, beautiful all black, black on black, everything, black on black, no racist. I feel like it's important for me to say that. But again, we've got a 5.5 Full HD AMOLED panel. Here's our 13 megapixel selfie cam. We've got some proximity sensors here in between the camera and the receiver here. On the bottom, we've got the touch capacitive buttons, back, home, and resets. Now, these cannot be configured. This is the particular orientation, and I know that a lot of you prefer that, so that's not going to be an issue. If you like for things to be, turned around, you're pretty much stuck with this particular button configuration. Not really a big deal, depending on who you ask. Okay, now moving around to the right of the phone, we've got all the buttons on the right side of the phone. We've got the power button and we've got the volume rocker. The power button, there is some rigidity to it, so you definitely can distinguish between which button you're pressing if you're not looking. Now at the top of the device, we've got nothing but a noise canceling microphone right there. To the left of the phone, we've got the SIM tray. Which this is a dual nano SIM. You can put 2 nano SIM cards in here, or you can put in 1 nano SIM and an SD card for memory expansion up to 2 terabytes. Since that doesn't exist, you can put in an SD card for 256 gigs. All right, now moving along to the bottom of the phone, we've got a standard headphone jack, 3.5 millimeters. We've got another noise canceling microphone. We've got the Type-C USB port, and we've got the single bottom firing speaker. Now don't sleep on this speaker. This speaker is, oh man, there's some monstrous sound that comes from this speaker. There's some DTS technology that was built in to this particular phone speaker. I don't have the technology pulled up, but yeah, this speaker is a beast. I mean, it sounds crazy. I mean, it gets very loud. There's no distortion. Sound is crystal clear. There's an equalizer setting so that you can adjust the sound and basically customize it, to your liking, no matter what you're doing, whether it's gaming, watching movies. Asus, one of the things I love about Asus is they just pack everything into their devices. It's like they don't leave out anything, Now, moving around to the back of the device, you will see we've got those dual 12 megapixel camera. Okay, we've got the dual tone LED flash, laser autofocus that focuses in 3 seconds. We've got the very conveniently placed fingerprint sensor, and to the bottom of the phone you can see the very faint Asus branding. And then on the very bottom here across the phone, we've got one antenna line, and then there's another one up at the top that goes through the camera. Very non-intrusive antenna lines. I like the way that it looks. The glass that protect the camera sensors is Gorilla Glass. Now, really quickly, just to give you guys a quick bit of information on these camera lenses. Now, the dual 12 megapixel rear cameras, one is a Sony IMX362 sensor, and the other one is a 2.3 times optical zoom camera. So this basically kind of is similar to the camera that's on the iPhone 7 Plus and why it's able to take the stunning photos in which it does. Similar technology here. And so, this phone takes just some phenomenal pictures and video quality. And again, as I mentioned, there's a 13 megapixel shooter for the selfie camera. And so in my opinion, the selfie cam on this phone is better than a lot of cameras, better than a lot of phones' rear cameras. That's just the selfie cam. So yeah, this phone is a beast. Now, go ahead and get into the software. As you can see, I've got my black themes and wallpaper, and they've kind of taken some some pages out of the LG playbook. You see we got the carousel effect. I mean, so I love that. You know, it's just the little things. And switch back to wide angle. And yeah, you know, we'll just go ahead and, you know, open up some apps here just to kind of give you guys an idea of how snappy this processor is. You know, go ahead and pause the video right there. You know, get that word up in you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, pause the video right there. Get that word up in you. All right. And let's see. Got a bunch of stuff running. No, not a whole bunch of stuff going. But just gonna scroll around real quick. Open up some apps. Just kind of see how snappy things are. This is my home security system. Google Play Store here. This opens right up. Again, like I said, this is a Snapdragon 625 coupled with 4 gigs of RAM. Score. I know that Golden State is beating up on Cleveland, 85-77. Yeah, it's a wrap for Cleveland. Sorry to all you Cleveland Cavaliers fans out there. You know, y'all taking an L tonight in Oakland. Yeah. But yeah, just want to open a few apps just to give you guys an idea how snappy that this phone is. Sure you get the idea at this point. Go ahead and open Dropbox. You know, Dropbox it has a lot of files and it just opens right on up. No problems. All right, so you know, there's a feature if you swipe down mid-screen, it's going to take you to just like some of your most recent apps that you've been to, so you don't have to kind of swipe through the phone. You know, you can just do a just midway to the top of the phone, swipe down, and it brings up this screen. And then, you know, if you go ahead and get rid of the keyboard right there, it has trending searches. You know, a lot of trending topics. You know, things that are going on that are popular in the world right now. You know, so you can really stay up to date. You know, with those things if that's what you're into. Now, when you swipe from the top, you know, it brings you to your notification shade, and then it brings you down to your quick toggles. Now, the thing that I like about the quick toggles on this particular device is the first 4 are tools, and then everything underneath that are, you know, what you would typically use for your quick toggles. I mean, so you've got, or that's how it's laid out on this particular device. But like my top 4, I've got, you know, flashlight, screenshot, quick memo, and power boost. And then underneath that, that's where I've got, you know, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, sound, cellular data, location, auto rotate. You get the picture. You can move these things around. You can customize them to your liking. You know, there's tons of other ones that you can, you know, move in, you know, to be your quick toggle if you want to take away some of these that are on screen. And then we'll go ahead and take it to the settings real quick. And just, you know, typical Android setup with the settings. Again, as I mentioned, I prefer it, you know, if they give you the option to have the list view here or the tab view. I'm much more of a fan of the tab view. Those are mostly on LG products. I've never really seen that on any other product. As you can see, just scrolling up and down through the settings, there's a whole slew of them. You know, you can really customize this phone to the T. There are tons of beautiful themes that you can, you know, change the look of the phone. You know, and that's greatly appreciated in my book. You know, just because a lot of these phones, you know, they look the same. You know, cosmetically, they look the same when you turn them on. And so I know a lot of people, they slam. You know, this phone is running off of the Asus Zenfone 3.0. And a lot of people slam it. They say it looks cartoony and it looks this and that. You know, I happen to like it because it looks different. You know, it's not the same old thing that you see on every Android device. You know, so I can appreciate when companies, you know, switch it up and do a little something different. Now, lock the phone, fingerprint sensor, you will see. Barely tap it, unlocks it. Locked. Barely tap it. You can hear the little unlock when I tap it. So just lock it. Barely tapped it. You know, if you guys pay attention to the reflection down here on the table when I barely tap it, see that? I mean, it just opens the second you touch it, and it works that way 100% of the time. So the couple days that I've been playing with this device, you know, before producing this video, you know, just getting completely customized and using it. You know, I bought this phone. I bought it. The intention was to do an unboxing right when I got it, and I just got busy, and I set it up, took it with me, spent some time with it. I've had it for maybe 3 or 4 days now. The first night I got it, the battery was a little low. I charged it overnight, and I took it off, and I went 2.5 days literally before I had to charge the battery again. So I mean, the battery on this phone is just a beast. I've had no desire to pick up my G6. No disrespect to the G6, but I really feel like from what I've gotten from this phone, the short time that I've had it, this phone can definitely be considered so far, this phone can definitely be considered a flagship killer in my opinion. Just from the performance, the sound of the speaker, 13 megapixel front facing camera, dual 12 megapixel rear facing camera. And again, this phone is called the Zoom is because there's a strong emphasis on the cameras, both front and back. Now, again, stay tuned for the full pristine review. I'm going to get some video samples. I'm going to get some still shot samples in good light, low light. The super pixel technology in this phone, that's what they're calling it. Super pixel technology is supposed to be superb for low light photography. Okay, so I'll definitely be sure to test this camera out in low light, and I'll definitely have those images up when I do the full pristine review. So that's all I got for you guys right now. This again is the Asus Zenfone 3 Zoom. Check this out, man. You know what I'm saying? Please don't sleep on this device. So far, so good. $329.99 is the full retail price for this device. That is an absolute steal. Again, this is another example that you do not have to go out and break the bank to get a good quality smartphone that you're going to enjoy. So far, talking on the phone has been a joy. I mean, it sounds like I'm on a landline. Texting is accurate. I like the keyboard on this particular device. A lot of keyboards you type or when you're texting and you end up hitting wrong letters, and it's just very annoying. But I haven't really had that happen to me too much on this particular device. But that's another reason why I can't wait to get my hands on that BlackBerry Key 1, because you've got a physical keyboard that you can use. And it's sold out. I mean, who would have known that was going to be a hot commodity the way that it is? I was going to get the phone regardless. It's definitely a phone that I'm excited about, but I can't get it anywhere. And it's like when I try to order it, they're talking about it's going to be shipped in a couple of months. And I'm like, I'm not paying for something now and having to wait for it for a couple of months. Now they could just be saying that, but hey, they're saying it and I trust what they say. So I'll wait for it to be available somewhere where I can just walk in and cop it and be up like that. But yeah, if you guys found this video informative, you already know, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends or anybody that you know that may be looking for a smartphone. Subscribe to the channel to support me in my journey, our journey, should I say. I feel it's my responsibility to get these devices and get the information out to you guys and help you guys make informed decisions on the money you would like to spend on good quality devices. That's the whole purpose for this. And a lot of it too, just to shed light on phones like this that you don't really hear much about. They don't really market these types of phones heavy like they do, the Apples or the Samsungs or the LGs or the HTCs. This is another one of the key examples as to why I started doing this channel, is phones like this that you don't really hear about, that are excellent and do the same things as a lot of the flagships, perform just as well, battery life just as good if not better, camera performance just as good if not better, and it's a fraction or half the cost. That's what I do this for, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that I came across this device. It's doing me right so far. I'm confident that it would do you right too if you get your hands on it. But again, stay tuned for the full pristine review in about a week and a half. I'll have that up. And you guys already know, man. Stay safe. Definitely stay blessed. Please get spiritually fit. Stop acting as though you've got all the time in the world to get right with God, knowing that we're living in the last days, man. If death was to come around some unsuspecting corner right now, do you know where you'd go? Can you honestly say you know where your soul will rest for eternity? Some of y'all need to get it together, man, and get your lives right with God. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to preach to you, though. I'm just saying, I'm a firm believer, and I feel like, YouTube is a platform. I do phone reviews, but at the same time, I feel like I can do that and I can witness to people at the same time, because God is good, and none of us would be here without his love, grace, and his mercy, So, you guys take it easy, stay safe, get your lives together, get right with God, get spiritually fit, and definitely stay pristine. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.